Hello guys and welcome back. So this is the, might not be the final part, but as it stands right now this is the third and final part to my build up to 2018. And we have talked about anime, we have talked about video games. What is there left to talk about? This week I am talking about the films coming out in 2018. And yes, this is going to be a big one, guys. So we've got some really interesting films coming out next year, and there are so many films to talk about. Like there's the Black Panther film and all that, but I don't want to just mention all the different Marvel films because there are so many other things to talk about. So I am going to limit that sort of thing to a very small section. So we are going to kick things off here at number 5 with a horror film. We are seeing Insidious, The Last Key, I think it is, that's coming out. So we've got another instalment of Insidious. Now, Insidious started out on a really good path, and I think it kind of lost itself somewhere in the middle when they started doing prequels. Now, I know this is a sequel to the prequel, which don't get me started on how complicated that is that you're doing sequels to prequels now. But either way, it follows on from obviously the prequel, as I said, and hopefully, looking at the trailer, they're kind of getting back on track to where it should be. So hopefully with the new Insidious coming out, they're going to be dropping a seriously good horror film, especially since there's quite a lot of good horror films set to be coming out within the next year. But next we are also talking about number 4, it is Tomb Raider. Now, I really need to talk about this, guys. The first 2 Tomb Raider films that came out with Angelina Jolie, I'm going to say it now, were absolutely dreadful. Now, I know if my mum's watching this, she'll disagree. My mum seems to think that the first films were decent. You are wrong, I am telling you now. The first films were shocking. Now, I've never been a big fan of the Tomb Raider franchise after they rebranded it with the new looking, the young Tomb Raider, or the young Lara should I say. I've never been a big fan of it after that rebranding, but that is where they're going with this film, and for the trailer to be following it, it looks amazing. Could they have done a good Tomb Raider film finally? I'm not going to say it just yet, guys, but it looks promising. Now, obviously, I've already said about the games that are going to be coming out with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and potential Tomb Raider game coming out at the end of the year. This could be a fantastic opportunity to release the film to kind of hype the game coming out as well. So here's hoping that they do a good job of a Tomb Raider film finally. Now, at number 3, obviously there has been the initial Star Wars films of 4, 5 and 6, which were fantastic. Then they did the prequels, which were and then they released 7. If you ask me, 7 was terrible. Because it was so terrible, I've still not got around to watching Rogue One, because I'm a little scared they're going to continue to bugger it up. But I also have a love for Han Solo. So now they are releasing a Han Solo story, a solo film for Han Solo, which is really confusing to say actually. But they're going to be releasing that as a backstory for Han Solo. This could be interesting as long as they get it right and do it properly. So I will be looking out for that in the hope that they don't ruin more of the Star Wars franchise. So again, if you're a big Star Wars fan, and I know there's a lot of you out there, definitely keep an eye out for that one. But moving on from that, something also created by Marvel, because I now know that Star Wars is owned by Marvel these days. We're now looking at another one that's Marvel. We're looking at Deadpool. The reason why I'm talking about Deadpool 2 coming out, which once again will come out on Valentine's Day, because apparently that's now Deadpool's thing. The original teaser trailer that it did, where someone was dying because it was getting changed and blah 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 blah, that teaser trailer was super funny, and it'll be interesting to see that. But since then, he's also released another trailer where he's literally just doing this weird ass painting, and for most of the trailer he's doing this painting and talking crap, and then it just kind of like goes away, shows you the film, sort of the proper trailer, which looks awesome, and then he just goes back to finishing off his painting, which again, it's a good painting, I think he's done. But yeah, they've kept up the comedy aspect of it. I mean, they've done a really, really good job of portraying Deadpool, because when the first one came out, I was worried about it, because Deadpool is such an interesting character to do, and it's so hard to get right. But they've got that comedy side of it spot on. So I really hope that they keep going down that, keep getting the comedy side to it right, along with the serious side to it, because there is a serious side to Deadpool. So it hopefully that'll be one of the top films of 2018. But another one that is coming out again by Marvel, and this is why I said before I didn't want to mention films like Black Panther and all that, because there are just too many Marvel films coming out this year. Because the one I need to talk about is Avengers Infinity War. Now this is part 1, it is a 2-part film, but there is so much going off in this one, and I mean, it's not just that you've got the Avengers and all that in it, you're also bringing in like Spider-Man and Ant-Man and all these others that bring in. They're also bringing the Guardians in. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the Guardians, I'm not a big fan of Batista either, but I've got to say that they were getting better as they went along. I mean, people will say that the first one was better than the second. I disagree with those people, which kind of makes me feel like because they're building up and getting better, maybe if you throw them in with the Avengers, the kind of like they've got that funny humorous side to them, and then you throw it in with the Avengers that also has that comedy side, like you got like Thor, just like Thor, you got Hulk like throwing Loki around, which had that comedy side to it. The new Spider-Man likes to have a bit of a laugh, so does Ant-Man. Obviously you've got Tony Stark, who's kind of like the comedy aspect to it as well. And same goes for Thor as well, you know, there's always a bit of a laugh there. So it'll be really, really nice and interesting to see where they go with this. But I kind of feel like it's going to end on some sort of weird, massive cliffhanger. Because obviously there's another film to be released 2019, or is it 2020? It could be 2020. So you know, you've got a long wait to go for the final part. So they really, really need to get this one working the right way, because then if they release this, then you've got so many other films to come out within the next year. They need to kind of keep the hype going for the final part, which is something that when you've got to hype it for a year or longer, it's a really tough aspect to do. So like, they've gone with one of the biggest bad guys that there is in the Marvel industry, which if you're going to bring so many people together for one film, you kind of have to do that. So hopefully they'll get that. I hope they get the bad guy side of it right, along with the everyone coming together as a team, sort of good guy feel together. If they get that right, this could not only just be an amazing film, but it'll lead to an amazing second part, subsequently building like one of the biggest, I want to call it 2-part film going that there is. But that is my thoughts on what the top films are coming out in 2018. Obviously that's the films I think you guys should be looking out for. And you guys let me know in the comments below if you agree, or if there's any more films that you think I should be looking out for. And also hit that subscribe and notification button for more videos, not only like this but lots and lots of other things that we're doing, including exploring, and we have a big thing ready for 2018. We've got so much stuff that we want to do in 2018. So that has been it for today, guys, and I will see you guys again later.